bad Nazis are fighting bad Russians, then who are the baddies? And if bad Nazis are definitely bad, why are Facebook not banning the bad Nazis no more? Hello there, you 5.2 million awakening wonders. Here we journey together, avoiding the censorship, avoiding the numbing discourse of those that would mendaciously seek to control our conversation. We're going to be talking today about the complexity, the ongoing complexity of the horrific war in Ukraine, because there are factions within Ukraine that are neo-Nazi. Let's break this down. So this is from The Intercept. Facebook will temporarily allow its billions of users to praise the Azov Battalion, a Ukrainian neo-Nazi military unit previously banned from being freely discussed under the company's dangerous individuals and organisation policy. They used to be banned because they're Nazis. So, I don't know how you feel about that. Maybe you're so into free speech and stuff that you're like, I think Nazis should be allowed to speak. You know, like Yanis Varoufakis came on my podcast and he said Golden Dawn, a Nazi group, far-right Nazi group in his country, Greece, got elected. They weren't the main party in Greece, but they had some representatives because they were elected in parliament. He goes, but ultimately Syriza, who were a more left-wing party, prevailed. That's democracy, he argued. You let me know. The policy shift is pegged to the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine and preceding military escalations. The Azov Battalion, which functions as an armed wing of the broader Ukrainian white nationalist Azov movement, began as a volunteer anti-Russia militia before formally joining the Ukrainian National Guard in 2014. Now, even white nationalism is often a response to the sense of ongoing external threat, which doubtless Ukraine has consistently felt because of its powerful neighbours, Russia, its former colonial overlord, and the pressure from NATO and the West. You can see how that might lead to a kind of nationalism. And given the ethnic history of the region, it would by default be white nationalism. So even that is bloody complicated. The regiment is known for its hardcore right-wing ultra-nationalism and the neo-Nazi ideology pervasive among its members. Facebook's blunt list-based approach to moderation puts the company in a bind. What happens when a group you've deemed too dangerous to freely discuss is defending its country against a full-scale assault? Meta reportedly followed up their decision to unban the neo-Nazi Azov Battalion with a mind-blowing decision to alter its hate speech policies to allow Facebook and Instagram users in some countries to call for violence against Russians and Russian soldiers in the context of the Ukraine invasion, according to internal emails seen by Reuters. We long ago reached the doublethink phase predicted by Orwell, where most of the population is conscious of double standards but ignores them effortlessly. A healthy person should be able to be horrified by what's happening in Russia and also see a warning about the degradation that ensues from using preemptive force or from trying to control discontent by erasing expressions of it. Trying to control discontent by erasing expressions of it. But years of relentless propaganda have trained Americans to double-think their way out of such insights. The ideal citizen of Orwell's Oceania bubbled with rage a mile wide and a millimetre deep and could forget in an instant passions that may have consumed him or her for years. We just did this with a pandemic that had the country steaming with indignation until it was quietly declared over the moment Putin rolled over Ukraine's borders. We switched from the pandemic of the unvaccinated to Putin's price hikes in a snap. National outrage moved a few lobes over with zero fuss. And now we hate new people. Instead of anti-vax Barbie, we're barring Russian and Belarusian kids from the Paralympics. One of the things that terrifies me most is that the lens and glare of the machine is able to effortlessly shift. Where did it go? All of the concern around the pandemic, all the condemnation, all the pageantry around masks. Where is it now? Where is it? What's happened to it? And the only thing that remains is the criticism, condemnation of people that wanted an open conversation. And now that is applied to people that are trying to have a conversation around this conflict. No one, not Matt Taibbi in this article, not me in this video, not you in your heart, are saying that the suffering of Ukrainian people is anything other than horrific and sad. The problem comes when we have a machine, an apparatus wrapped around our public discourse, webbed to our minds, that prevents open communication for no reason other than it's inconvenient to its own agenda. Obviously, there was some kind of agenda at play during the pandemic. obviously there's some kind of agenda at play now. Because if there isn't, why are they working so hard to exclude honest and open conversation?